McKinney Boyd is fresh off its best season at the 5A level, a second-place finish in District 10 5A, and now the Lady Broncos are looking to make another run under Coach Bretagne Galbreath, who joins us now. And Bretagne, we had Debbie Harris on earlier of McKinney High. She has quite a young team. The same could be said for your group. How do you see them coming along here as you just begin district play?
Right now, we are coming along just fine. We've faced some adversity here with some injuries and things that I know we're going to talk about, but they are coming together. Had a good win against Rowlett Friday night, and just really pleased with the effort and the competitiveness that they step out there every night with.
District play could not have started any better for McKinney Boyd, a 63-43 win over Rowlett. Bretagne, what impressed you most Friday night at home?
Just their focus and intensity, stepping out there. Home game, big night for us, a lot of people in the stands, and their intensity on defense is what led us to do so well in that game. We got up and pressured Rowlett a lot in the full court, and you see there a lot of turnover steals by Haley and Sienna and Rowe, and just that intensity I was really pleased with.
You bring up sophomore Haley Carruthers. She had a game-high 20 points. She contributed as a freshman last year. Now she's one of your leading scorers. What kind of growth have you seen from Haley?
Haley, she's one of our leading scorers right now, has had to step up in that role, and just her growth overall from freshman year to sophomore year, she's a lot more mentally tough, and she is getting out there and knows. I mean, she played 32-minute ball game the other night, and so just her conditioning alone has improved, and knowing that she's somebody that we're looking to score for us and rebound for us. She's been one of our leading rebounders as well. It's exceptional.
You see the active hands here on film throughout. Defense turning into offense. You're more of a running team this year. You're not going to just replace a Division I post in Kiana Evans, who's now playing at North Carolina State, and so now you're more of an up-tempo team. How have you seen that adjustment?
You're right. Losing 6'2" post player inside, going off to NC State where she's doing well. It's hard to replace. Our tallest kids right now are Julia and Michaela, about 5'11", and we have changed our game where our focus coming in the fall was to run the ball and push and transition, and that was another focus on Friday night. Part of our game plan was push the ball, run, and it worked for us. So that changed to this year. It has to be there. We have to be an up-tempo team. We have to run. Setting up in a half-court offense is sometimes difficult for us, and so we generate those our scoring through our defense.
Bretagne, you mentioned the big crowd against Rowlett. It was a special night overall. It was a limeout. You hear about the whiteout or a blackout or something, but it was a special deal, especially considering one of your players, 5'11", Michaela Gonzalez, definitely involved in this special night.
Right. We usually have pink out games for those that have battled cancer and overcome cancer, and Michaela is a special girl. She had to overcome some adversity in her life last year, dealing with cancer, and has been back since August, and just playing hard, and just happy to see her back out on the floor and playing the game that she loves. And it's been a neat thing to be a part of, in her life, and I couldn't be more proud of her.
You bring up adversity in Michaela's life. Your team has experienced that adversity in terms of injuries. Julia Hendrith has been out, along with your point guard and Charmaine Celestine. You hope that they'll be back coming up for the new year in 2012. How has your team fought through that? You had only 8 players to begin with at the varsity level. That brought you down to 6. You had to call up a few JV players, and yet you continue to grind through.
Right. I tell them all the time, it's just one foot in front of the other. We take it one game at a time, and that's how you deal with adversity in life. I mean, you just take it head on, and these young ladies, they have, like I said, like Haley and Rowe and Michaela and Sienna on any given night have had to step up and perform, and I know they're feeling some of that pressure right now to have to do that. But we have, we played Plano East in tough games. We had not had an easy schedule, and we played Plano West, the game that Julia got hurt in, and we played them to 1 point, in a game that a lot of people probably weren't expecting us to win or even be in at the end. And those young ladies, with their effort and just what they gave out there on that court that night, I think made believers out of a lot of people. And they have the capability to go through district undefeated, and we tell them that. And we know that when we get Julia and Charmaine back, we'll be just as strong. And in addition to that, we've had to move up Courtney Norman and Kyla Stampley from the JV, who have stepped in and started contributing right off the bat. And then you have Mariah Richardson and Ashley DeBoo, who also, were coming off the bench, but now have turned into sometimes starting roles and, having to produce more as well. So they have really stepped up and taken on the challenge. They miss their teammates, as I do, but we know we still have a job to do out there, and we're going to go out there and compete and get it done.
And with Charmaine out as the point guard, you've had to rely on the only senior on this roster, Sienna Arredondo, at the point guard position. She delivered against Rowlett in double figures, scoring 14 points. What's it like for her as the lone senior? She's obviously leading by example. Do you see her leading off the floor as well?
She does. C and I have been working with each other since the start of school, and in that leadership position, and what expectations are there for her. And I couldn't ask more of her. She comes out in practice and games, and she's always working hard. She's been that way since her freshman year. She is a competitor, and she leads by example on the court and certainly off the court as well, helping her teammates to stay positive as we've gone through some of these things. But also she's learning to be more vocal. I hear her in practice more, holding teammates accountable, but also encouraging as well. And that's just a neat thing to watch as a young lady grows up and kind of comes into that leadership position.
Rochelle Vasquez is on her third year at the varsity level, a feisty player there for you on the wing, and she had 13 against Rowlett. What do you see from Ro here as a junior?
She had 13 against Rowlett. She had 22 against Coppell a few games before, and she's very capable of putting up those numbers every night. And we're looking for that from her, and that feistiness is a good thing. Her competitive spirit and her desire to win really pushes this team, and I look for that from her, and I know as we go through district, she is going to be one that continues to step up her game as well.
We know that winter tournaments help you learn more about your team as you get back into district play. You had one against in the Frisco tip-off tournament in addition to the Collin County Round Ball Classic. You'll have another one in Mansfield coming up. What do you take from those tournaments as you continue to mold your team?
Well, we tell the girls, you're playing in tournaments, especially in the preseason, you're learning. We're coming together, especially in the Frisco tournament. It's really early in the season. And we finished 7th in that tournament. And we had some good games to start out, and then we had to play Rockwall and Plano, which Lynn always has a good, strong team. And we struggled a bit. The girls were sick and, not as many numbers, so we struggled a little bit in that last game. But, in the Collin County tournament this last weekend, we didn't perform like we wanted to in the last few games. And, we've talked about those things, and, we're learning from them and trying to make adjustments where we need to, and just help ourselves get ready for those district games. Because those lessons learned in those games, we'll probably face those things in district somewhere down the line as well.
Another non-district game against Skyline on Tuesday, followed by you jumping back into District 10 5A at South Garland. What are you looking for this week?
Tomorrow night, Skyline, great team, great program. They're coming to our house, and we defend our home court. And so I want the girls to get out there and compete, to play hard, execute our game plan, and just try to do the best that we can. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a physical game. And, we'll let the scoreboard take care of itself. But we're going to keep doing the things that, we're supposed to do and work on to help us, again, a preseason game, get ready for South Garland.
How do you see this district overall shaping up?
Garland's a tough district for us, a lot like the boys' basketball as well.
Sure.
Naaman Forest, Saxe, and Garland all have great teams this year. And the South Garlands and the Lakeview Centennial, they're scrappy, they're athletic, and so any given night, we have to be on our game and executing our game plan, and stepping up and taking care of our business on the court so that we can come away with the win. But overall, it's going to be a battle to the end, I believe.
Brittany, we appreciate the time. Best of luck.
All right, thank you, sir.
Bretagne Galbreath, head coach of McKinney Boyd, the Lady Broncos, starting their district journey. They hope it results in a second straight playoff appearance. And that is our show for today. Thanks so much to the coaches this week and really all year. We are done now here in 2011. We'll take the Christmas break, and next time that we're with you, we check in with the boys basketball teams in MISD. Remember, if it's McKinney ISD Athletics, it's on Sports Talk. I'm Ted Emrich. See you next time.